Alright, we beat this boss. I wish this gym from Maylene, that's her name. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I couldn't think of her name for the life of me. This Kahlua and eggnog is really good, you guys. uh let's see here. Today I wanted to talk about the good old classics, the ancient, the intellectual, the mysterious, the mystic, psychics. So first is Alolan Pikachu. Alolan Raichu. There is no Alolan Pikachu, even though I wish there was. That would have been very interesting. Also, pretty much no one can learn Drain Punch, at least nobody that I prefer. I'll be trying to learn some Pokemon new moves. Let's see if Little Acorns will get the Shockwave. I think he does. It's been a while since... Oh yeah, I ditched Swift. I couldn't help myself. Well, actually... Yeah, no, I just stopped trying. Yeah, forget about it. Forget about it! As I stated in my electrics, the Alolan Raichu I think is much cuter than Classic Raichu. As far as its stats are concerned, I think it's pretty much the same. Let me see here. Yeah, it's the same as far as stats go. So really, it's only the electric psychic that you need to take into consideration when it comes to either getting an Alolan style or a classic Raichu. Abracadabra and Alakazam. What a pun. God. And they say that Nintendo today has run out of ideas. It's just a fucking phrase. Abracadabra, Alakazam. You can't. Like, it's like, you might as well have a Pokemon named Open Sesame. Coming Gen 8, folks. Coming soon. Hold on, I'm gonna take a sip. I'm gonna take a drink. But here I think, yeah, I take a pit stop over in the department store, which doesn't have too much. If I recall correctly, I just get a whole bunch of TMs from it. Anyway, even though their names are kind of lackluster, I do like the designs of them. They're so ambiguous. They look... Because the egg group is human-like, but they don't look human-like to me. Like, I'd want to say that they look like chihuahuas. Like, as far as the head is concerned, they look like chihuahuas. They are humanoid in terms of their structure. Like, if I had to say, like, something based off of their structure besides their head, they look like they'd have, like, Gungan bodies. Well, at least Alakazam does. It's hard to determine what Kadabra does, because look at his weird fluffy tail. That's something that I never really dug about Kadabra. About Alakazam. About Kadabra! Oh my god, I'm drunk. Kadabra, you know, has this really long, slender tail, right? Then Kadabra suddenly just inflates like a fucking balloon. And then it's mysteriously gone when it comes to Alakazam. And while it's not as offensive an evolution as some others, I wonder where it goes. Like, if it just shrinks off, it's interesting. Anyway, Slowpoke and Slowbro. Well, okay, first let me get Mega Alakazam out of the way. I dig Mega Alakazam a lot. I like the fact that his mustache turned into a beard. I still don't quite understand the whole where did the tail go, and why he's wasting his energy on floating. But you know, if it helps him, then you know I won't complain. All right, Slowpoke. What is there to say about Slowpoke? I love him to death. I just find his lackadaisical attitude, his smile, it's all just so fucking charming. Like, I've got this fucking theme on my phone. Let me actually, not on my phone, but Hold on a sec. Hold on. I'm gonna get something. That's just like a little ways away. Hold on. Let's see. I hope it won't boot me out of Animal Crossing right now. But okay, good. It won't. Let's see here. I'm gonna crank it all the way. You're gonna hear the. There we go. Okay, get ready. All right. Here comes one of the best themes. I hope y'all can hear that. And there's just a bunch of Slowpoke on the screen. It's just so charming. Like, and when I move the cursor.
Let's do this.
Oop, sorry, that was a different. That was the sound of Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures. It's not that great, but it's better than what I expected. But I just love the sort of reggae thing going on with this, and the one. It's just, it's the coolest. It's the most charming thing. And I think that a lot of it is the Slowpoke appeal. And now that I've connected the dots between Slowpoke and reggae, I'm just like, fuck yeah! Fuck yeah, Slowpoke, you're my boy! And your tail's apparently delicious, but it can grow back. Because they thought that it not being able to grow back was too dark. And then there's Slowbro. And, Slowbro's pretty cool, I like the idea of the evolution. And I find it really interesting that the thing attached to his tail was going to be a separate Pokemon, but then they're like, nah, we'll just pretend that, that's the evolution of a Shelter. And it's like, how the fuck is that a fucking Shelter? At least as far as the main series is concerned, the anime series. I mean, yeah, I like the evolutionary style. I think it's pretty neat. I mean, I like Slowpoke more just because he is who he is, and I don't get the precise lackadaisical feeling from Slowbro that I do from Slowpoke. But he's got a lot better stats. That special attack and that classic defense and that physical defense. It's really good. I like it a lot. Mega Slowbro is a weird one. It looks like it's screaming for. It looks like it's silently like calling for help all the time from inside that shell that has just eaten it up. It fed over the host's leftover scraps, and it's Christ. It's so surreal. Its defense is through the fucking roof, and its special attack. So it's like, it works from a stat point of view. The actual Mega Slowbro makes me uncomfortable to look at, though. I feel really bad for it. It doesn't look like it's pleased with its own existence. Polly shouldn't be! Polly shouldn't be! Woo! Drowsy and Hypno, also known as the Pedomons. Pedomon. Gotta catch up. How'd I catch up? Featuring, what's that guy's name? I don't know. The guy was like, take a seat. Take a seat right here, Drowsy. Fucking weirdo like, okay. I like the concept behind Drowsy as far as, like, aesthetically. Because it's supposed to be based off of that one weird, that weird sort of armadillo-looking fucking thing that's kind of half pig. Also, that... I don't know what the thing is called, but the first thing that I think of about it is it was one of those creatures pictured in Ice Age, the original, when they were gathering around to figure out what the hell to do about the ice breaking up. Okay. Hypno, on the other hand, I can dig the hypnosis device on him, And I sort of like the tuft around his neck. It looks like a noble sort of... I still can't think of the name, but that puffy little circular area. Yeah, I like that kind of aspect to him. Other than that, their lore makes me very, very uncomfortable, and I don't like it. And here we come to execute. Eggs with faces. They're eggs with faces, everybody. Breathe it in. Eggs. Eggs with faces. But remember, only now is Masuda losing, inspiration. Back when he had all the eggs, that was when he was super smart. That was when he was in the zone. I can't get over it. I can't. It's... Now, it turning into Executor, I find, is a curious happenstance. Because it goes from being eggs to a palm tree. And it loses quite a few of its faces. Which makes you wonder where those other personas went. It's a weird thing. That being said, Executor has some pretty great fucking special attacks. So, and the grass psychic type makes it actually a pretty varied, unusual typage to use. I wish in my original game... Okay, here we go with the gambling. The gambling I spent way too much time in. Excuse me. I gotta take another drink. That'll make me feel better, right? There we go. And that's why I sped up the footage quite a bit. At least it looks like I sped up the footage a bit. If I remember correctly. I'm trying to listen to the... Okay, no, I don't speed up this specific part. I'm just sort of showing you the ropes. It's fucking hard. It's like genuine slots on its own. But if you keep doing it long enough, something special happens, and you gotta stick with it for a while, and it'll end in a profit, which is nice. It's nothing that happens in the real life, so take it with a grain of salt. I'll let you know when something interesting results out of that. Otherwise, I just recommend just beating the Elite Four a few times, and then starting to just buy up all the coins you see, like right here, where I pick up a whole bunch. And now is when I start to return to my form and start to speed things up. Executor. I already talked about it. Goddamn, Silas, pay attention. Alolan Executor is better somehow as far as stats go. Yeah, no, if you had to choose between them, choose fucking that one. Choose fucking Alolan Executor 100% of the time, even though, he's a grass dragon. But then, you got another face on the end, which helped on his tail, which saves him. But yeah, as far as basic Executor goes, he's interesting. But I just simply prefer Alolan Executor over the original pretty much any time. Oh yeah, here comes the speed. Here comes the speed. Oh, yeah! Alright, Starmie. Starmie, I love Starmie. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry. Starmie is just the coolest looking thing. It looks alien. It's literally detailed as the mysterious Pokemon. So I'm trying to figure out what I did to get this to happen. I think I have to get a 3 in a row somehow when there is a Pokeball of sorts in the screen. At least that's what I've come to assess from my one time doing it. Aha! You see? I hit the replay, and then suddenly Clefairy comes on out. And, she's not doing too much right now for me. But we'll see when it... Yeah. See? Here we go. Give me all those 7s, baby, and now I got a bonus of 15, which means no matter what, I can get a replay or something. Something's always bound to be good. and I slowed. I'm still speeding through this footage, but I did slow it down just. I slowed down the speed of the. I slowed down the fast speed of it in order to just show you how fucking great it is for a Clefairy to be in there and just guide your hand throughout the entire thing. And you can just, no matter what you do, you're going to be getting something. I'm pretty sure it's all replays. I could be mistaken about that. But either way, you know, you come out of it fucking loaded, and so if you're willing to, you know, stick by this system, you can get quite a bit. I didn't really care. I was just amused by this whole thing that I sort of just barely discovered. I really just think that this part is particularly neat. Let's keep going with the psychics, shall we? But yeah, Starmie is labeled as the mysterious Pokemon. It's a water psychic, which is nice. It's a good counteract to the water poisons, of which there are dozens. And I like the design of it. I think that having a Pokemon that's just like this weird, that's like this starfish that is two starfish and it's sentient and psychic is just a cool idea. Mr. Mime! Jinx! Alright, Mewtwo. Mewtwo, I think, is... What is there to say about him, though? Like, he's super cool. He's probably one of the best designed Pokemon in the world. Like, maybe with the exception of that weird handle he's got in the back of his head. It's like, maybe like he uses it to breathe, maybe it's like an extra sensory thing, but overall it's just sort of there, and I don't know, I view it as a personal weakness. It's like everything else about him, you know, makes sense. Like, I maybe at worst he can't hold tools very well, judging by his the position of his fingers, but overall he's not a bad looking Pokemon. Like, I'm glad, you know, he's a classic, man. What can I say about him? It's weird that they put him before Mew. I don't get that. He's literally Mewtwo. He's Mewtwo! He's the second one! Why is he the first one? And then Mega Mewtwo, X and Y. Now, a lot of people love Y, but I think I've explained before on this channel that I disagree. I find Mewtwo Y to be, first of all, he is the same type as Mewtwo, as classic Mewtwo. Second of all, the grasp on the back of his neck has moved to the top of his head, so you can carry him sort of like a swinging like a pail. if you know you're much taller than he is. And his tail gets reattached to his head, and I don't know how that works, you know, search me. The spikes on his head are cool, but... And then there's like his weird... First of all, let's talk about his feet that look like big hanging like sausages. And they look pretty much useless because he's clearly floating most of the time. In fact, I think he's floating 100% of the time. I've yet to see him, you know, actually standing, which to me, I don't know, that's a weakness in my eyes. If they were just like little nubs, like they went back to Mew, that'd be fine. That'd be better than these weird fucking lanky, you know, sacks for toes. I don't know. And same goes for his hands. His hands look even less convenient, more... Fingers are much more sausagey. Yeah, I don't think it's as great a design as, say, a Mega Mewtwo X. Mega Mewtwo X, I think, is much better, primarily due to the fact that, I mean, first of all, his limbs finally have some more sensibility to them. You know, he's got his sort of hind legs down, he's able to it looks like an accurate step to him. Like, his purple has changed up, and say goodbye to Clefairy, everybody. Bye, Clefairy. And here I am, just like, huh? Can I get him back? Look, I got the stone. No? Oh, sad. But yeah, I ended up with 3 times the amount that I started with. So, you know, gambling is good, kids. Don't do it though. My dad has wanted me to go into stocks for a while since, you know, I'm not going to talk about how I landed in some money. Actually, I technically didn't land some money. I got some money back. And he's like, you know, since you weren't using that money, might as well put it in stocks. And I'm like, I'd rather save it. And he's still strong-arming me into it. But anyway, but yeah, no, don't. I wouldn't recommend it personally. And so anyway, Mewtwo X I think is a lot better of a design because he's more sensible. He's got these. He's ribbed for your pleasure on his. Oh shit! That was the end of the episode. Oh Christ! I'll talk more about him next time. Stay wild. Oh man, I just love him so much.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow.